You are tuned in to the Post Route with your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Post Route, the show where we dive deep into conversations with Black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, and this show is brought to you proudly by Quarter Five Back, the preeminent fraternity of Black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only award that honors both the top HBCU quarterback and the top Black high school quarterback from across the country. We are thrilled to have you with us again tonight. And if you enjoy our content and want to support what we're doing here on the Post Route, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you'll never miss one episode. Join us live every Monday night here at 7 o'clock for more phenomenal conversations. Well, tonight we're going to be a little different tonight and bring you our mid-season update on our rankings and our quarterback of the week and a couple of other things that we want to bring to you today, because this has been a very interesting football season, a lot of upsets, a lot of extended games, and it's nothing like letting you know where everybody is from our perspective of quarterbacks, that is, as we get ready to get through the middle of the season, and everybody is into conference play. Everybody. Nobody is excluded now. It's all down to who wants it the most and who's going to do whatever they got to do to win that ring. And let me tell you, there are a lot of phenomenal quarterbacks out there, and we have been capturing them at all the levels, from the HBCU level to the FBS level and the FCS level in between. We've got our rankings and we've got our watch list, of course, that includes high school quarterbacks to let you know exactly where they are. Now, we will not give you our high school watch list tonight because of Storm Helena. It really disrupted a lot of state football games last Friday. And to be fair to everyone, wanted to make sure that after this week, everybody's back on track, because between Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe even Virginia, a little bit of Tennessee, the storm really impacted those areas and caused a lot of games to be postponed or just downright canceled. And I know for some colleges in the state of Florida, especially in Tallahassee, they did not play this past weekend. Florida A&M did not play. They had a game against Alabama A&M. So one of the guys on our national watch list of HBCU quarterbacks did not get an opportunity to play, and that's Daniel Richardson of FAMU. And then when you look at some of the other places that did not get a chance to play, we definitely want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity. But with all that being said, we've got an amazing list of quarterbacks we're going to share with you in our rankings. And let me explain to you what the rankings are as opposed to the watch list. Our watch lists are basically the two categories in the two lists where we target who will be the winners of our BIP Memorial Trophy. And again, BIP Memorial Trophy is named after fallen quarterback Oliver Bip Joyce. Played at Florida A&M in 1959, paid the ultimate price in 1959 when he lost his life while practicing and getting ready for a game in his hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. He was injured on a Monday and he left us on a Sunday. But he was getting ready to perform, a freshman, third team on the Rattlers football team with Jake Gaither at the helm, being the head coach. But Oliver Joyce did not make it through that season. So our award, the BIP Memorial Trophy, is named in honor of him, Oliver Bip Joyce. That was the nickname he brought from Matthew W. Gilbert High School in Jacksonville, Florida. And we honor him as I honor my father who coached him in high school. So we want to make sure everyone understands why this award is called the BIP and who it's named for. But the national watch list of the HBCU quarterbacks and the national watch list for black quarterbacks at the high school level, those are our watch lists. Those are the guys we're looking at, and we'll make a determination as to which one of them will win our annual BIP Memorial Trophy. But the rankings are those black quarterbacks who play at the FCS and the FBS levels. And we have compiled that list after 4 weeks to make sure that we can get started with bringing you those guys, because they are also performing at some very high levels. Although they're not eligible for the BIP, we still want to make sure that we, as the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks here at Quarterfied Back, keep everyone on the forefront of who's doing what in college football and in high school football. So we've got the rankings for the FCS, the rankings for the FBS, Power 4, and just everyone else in the FBS Division I ranking. So we're going to get started with those, and then when we go to our HBCU watch list and our player of the week, our quarterback, we don't call it the player of the week, we call it the quarterback of the week. Everything we do here at Quarterfied Back is basically surrounded and about black quarterbacks. So we have a quarterback of the week that we started last week. Our first winner was David Wright. Clark Atlanta University had a phenomenal game in leading his team back to a win over Bethune-Cookman University last week. And we're going to give you our quarterback of the week for this week. Another outstanding guy, had a phenomenal game in leading his team to a victory. So let's delve right into our week 4 list. And this would be our Power 4 rankings. And we want to make sure that we give you those guys and let you know who they are. So at number 10, Brendan Lewis, a redshirt junior out of Nevada, playing out of the Mountain West Conference. As you can see, he's played in 5 games, thrown 125 passes, 85 completions, 4 picks, 886 yards, but he got 7 touchdowns. At number 9, one of my favorites, Aiden Childs, a sophomore out of Michigan State in the Big Ten, 63 for 116, 7 picks, 891 yards, 4 touchdowns. Watch this guy over the next couple of years in the Big Ten, because he's going to make some noise. Transferred in from Oregon State after a phenomenal season in his freshman year out from that California high school area. So he's playing big-time ball in the Big Ten. The next guy is Nico Imaliva of Tennessee, of the SEC, a redshirt freshman. He's coming on real strong in the SEC. He's making a lot of noise, just like our other guy who came in this year in the SEC, DJ Lagway. Nico has played in 4 games, 61 of 88, 2 interceptions, 892 yards, and 7 touchdowns. At number 7, Keon Jenkins, a sophomore playing at Florida International out of the CUSA, Conference USA. Conference, 4 games, 74 for 114, 4 picks, 896 yards, 8 touchdowns. At number 6, Kadon Salter, a junior at Liberty, also out of the Conference USA, 4 games, 66 for 103, 1 pick, 949 yards, 7 touchdowns. These guys are spinning the football, folks. Let me tell you, when you see guys midway through the season with 7 and 8 touchdown passes, they are doing some phenomenal things. At number 5 is Talon Green, a redshirt junior from Arkansas out of the SEC Conference, 65 of 121 with 4 interceptions, 957 yards, and 4 touchdowns. We're going to hear more about him as the season progresses. At number 4, Malik Murphy, a redshirt sophomore playing at Duke of the ACC. He is 92 of 143 with 4 interceptions through 4 games, 1,017 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Now we get into our top 3. Devion Dampier, a sophomore out at New Mexico, out in the Mountain West Conference. 4 games, 97 for 165, 6 picks, 1,061 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Number 2, the guy you've heard all the noise about over the last 2 seasons. He's making some more noise this year. Played a phenomenal game, a fine game this past weekend against UCF down in Orlando. Shedeur Sanders, a senior from Colorado out of the Big 12. 4 games, 110 for 162, only 2 picks, 1,340 yards, 11 touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders was our first ever winner of the Bilt Memorial Trophy for HBCU quarterbacks, so you know we're keeping a strong eye on him. But the guy that no one expected to break out this year, and he is doing it in fine fashion, one of the most, I don't know how you describe this guy other than saying he is just so COOL. He plays very cool, calm, and collected, and that's Cam Ward, a senior at Miami out of the ACC. 89 for 123, 2 interceptions, 1,439 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Those are our top 10 Power 4 rankings for Week 4 for the 2024 season, and we hope that you continue to keep an eye on these guys as we update them from week to week. So now that we've given you those guys, we want to go to our next list of performers, and they would be the guys listed in our FBS rankings for the other colleges who are in Division I. And let me tell you, pulling down these stats and finding these guys, although it takes some work, we're happy to bring them to you because these guys could be the next level of guys you see playing on Sunday, or if not, they will be some of the finest collegiate football players you've seen. For our FCS rankings, Week 4, for just the general population of guys in everything but the Power 4, at number 10, Ron Peace, a redshirt junior out of Texas A&M Commerce, plays out of the Southland Conference. Through 4 games, he's 52 for 97, 7 interceptions, 680 yards, and 3 touchdowns. At number 9, from Stony Brook out of the Colonial Athletic Conference, Malachi Marshall, a freshman, 50 for 102, 2 picks, 682 yards, 1 touchdown through 4 games. At number 8, Amari Odom, a redshirt freshman from Wofford out of the Southern Conference, 3 games, 53 for 95, no picks, 709 yards, 4 touchdowns. At number 7, Jonathan Bennett, a grad school student out at the Citadel, also of the Southern Conference, playing through 4 games, 49 for 95, 2 picks, 734 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Coming in at number 6 is Miles Burkett, a sophomore playing at the University of Albany up there in New York, also out of the CAA, Colonial Athletic Association. 3 games, he's got 53 of 103 passing, 1 pick, 761 yards, and 3 touchdowns. At number 5, Chad Moscow Jr., a redshirt sophomore from Campbell, also out of the CAA. Through 4 games, he's 59 of 91, 2 picks, 790 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Coming at number 4 is Kikoa Vespers, a redshirt junior out of Eastern Washington, the Big Sky Conference. 4 games in, 82 for 104, 0 interceptions, 811 yards, and 6 touchdowns. In our top 3, at number 3 is Clifton McDowell, a senior at McNeese State, also out of the Southland Conference. 48 of 74 with 2 interceptions, 815 yards, and 6 touchdowns through 4 games. At number 2, DJ Smith, a junior playing at Mercer, also of the Southern Conference. 68 of 88, 4 interceptions, 924 yards, and 8 touchdowns through 4 games. And at number 1, a grad student out of Tennessee State, the Big South OVC Conference, Draylon Ellis. Through 4 games, he's 80 of 130, 3 interceptions, 958 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That completes our top 10 FCS quarterbacks for 2024, and that's through week 4. So those are the FBS, Power 5, and the FCS rankings. So let me get to the next list for you. Coming in for our HBCUs, because this is the heart and soul of what we do here at Quarterfive Back. And each week we've been giving you these guys, and each week we want to make sure that they get their recognition. So here we go. Week 5 of your HBCU quarterbacks. Coming in at number 10, Cam Ransom, a redshirt junior out of Bethune-Cookman out of the SWAC conference. He's played through 5 games, 863 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's 76 for 121 and 3 picks. At number 3, Marquis Adams, a redshirt sophomore out of Delaware State, and he's been making a little noise coming out of that MEAC conference as they're playing some fine football, having a good game this past weekend. I think they barely lost by a score, but he had a fine game as he played for the Hornets. Through 5 games, he's 74 for 127, 3 interceptions, 886 yards, and 7 touchdowns. At number 8, Eric Phoenix, a grad student playing at South Carolina State in the MEAC. 4 games in, 76 for 119 and 3 interceptions, 897 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Out of the CIAA, Christian Peters, a redshirt senior playing for Shaw University. He is 67 for 135 and 3 interceptions, 934 yards, and 14 touchdowns through 5 games. Still on the list at number 6 is grad student Daniel Richardson at Florida A&M. Again, they did not play this past weekend because of the storm, but he is still on our top 10 list of HBCU quarterbacks in the running for the Bilt Memorial Trophy. Through 4 games, he is 56 for 111 attempts, 1 pick, 988 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Coming in at number 4, Miles Crawley out of Grambling, a senior. 5 games in, 94 for 160, 5 interceptions, 1,048 yards, and 9 touchdowns. At number 3, again, this name appears, Draylen Ellis, grad student playing for Tennessee State out of the Big South and OVC. Again, 5 games, 92 for 154, 3 interceptions, 1,063 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Coming in at number 2 out of the CIAA, Darius Ocean, a junior. Through 5 games, he spun it for 80 completions, 135 attempts, 0 interceptions, 1,226 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And at the top of our list for HBCU quarterbacks through week 5 is the amazing David Wright. Again, pulling out another win for his team as they are now undefeated at 4-0-1. The junior for Clark Atlanta University of the SIAC, 112 completions for 195 attempts, 4 interceptions, 1,579 yards, and 16 touchdowns. So those are our top 10 leaders for black quarterbacks of the HBCU conferences, and we are happy that we are able to cover them and give them their due, because not all of them get that recognition as they need to. So we are happy here at Quarterfive Back to make sure that we give them that. So we want to give you our quarterback of the week. This is only the second time that we've done this particular award. So we're adding this award to our other awards as it relates to these quarterbacks. So we have the Bilt Memorial for both high school and HBCUs. And now we have a weekly award that we call the Quarterback of the Week. And this week's Quarterback of the Week is, you're not going to guess it. I don't think so. But here he is from South Carolina State. Eric Phoenix, graduate student, South Carolina State. 22 for 33 and 2 interceptions, 367 yards and 3 touchdowns as he led the Bulldogs to a win in their home opener up there in Orangeburg at Oliver Dawson Bulldog Stadium against North Carolina A&T. That is a rivalry between those two schools, has been for a while. I know A&T has a rivalry with North Carolina Central, but this is also one of their most known rivals when they play the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. So you got the Aggies, which their mascot is a bulldog, but they call themselves the Aggies. And then you got the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Through 4 games, Eric is 76 for 119. Again, 3 interceptions, 897 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Congratulations to Eric Phoenix of South Carolina State as our quarterback of the week for the week of September 30th. Congratulations to you, Eric. And we hope to see you again on our quarterback of the week listing. So now that we have given you those guys, we are just so happy that we have started these additional recognitions, because we want to make sure that whenever you think about black quarterbacks, the only name that comes to mind is quarter 5 back. And again, we are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. So we want to just ask you, if you know of a black quarterback, whether it's at the high school level or the collegiate level, get in touch with us. Give us their information. We'll try our best to get in touch with them and bring them on to the show. We've already had one high schooler, that in the name of Darnell the Created Kelly from Peachtree Ridge High School. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring you another high schooler. Won't tell you his name yet. Want to keep it a surprise, but we're going to bring another high schooler on for you to hear how they view being a quarterback at the high school level. But if you know of anyone, past, present, collegiate, high school, please reach out to us. You can reach us at quarter5back@yahoo.com. That is our email address. If you would like to call us directly, you can call us at 904-994-2189. Again, if you want to call us directly here at Quarter 5 Back, 904-994-2189. We're always looking to find new quarterbacks that we can bring on the show. There are a lot of them. So we know that the pot is full. We want to just dip into that pot each and every week and bring you someone that you either know of or hadn't heard about, and let you hear their stories and about their careers, because that's what we do here at Quarter 5 Back. So do that for us. Now, we've been telling you about the fact that we're going to start merchandising some of our products here for Quarter 5 Back, so that you as a viewer, listener, can become a supporter of what we're doing. You know, we do have our membership support levels. If you want to be a teammate, you can join at the $44 level and get your certificate of being a member, get your decal so that you can display it on your car. And now you can get what we've been anticipating and been looking forward to for a while now. And that is that item that we want to share. There it is. The Quarter 5 Back t-shirt. It will be available starting October the 15th. And if you want to go ahead and pre-order yours now, you can do so. Go to our Zelle number at 904-994-2189 for Zelle and order you this exclusive shirt for Quarter 5 Back. Only $30, 100% soft cotton t-shirt with the logo on the front. You'll enjoy wearing it and proudly display it. When people see it, they'll ask you, what is Quarter 5 Back? And you can tell them it is the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. It's the place where if you want to know about a black quarterback from the past, currently, If you want to know about a quarterback at the high school level from states around the country, because we have a master list of quarterbacks from around the country, from state to state. And let me tell you, we don't have everybody because we can't find all the information. Some of their stats are not listed, so we don't have 100%. But let me tell you, I guarantee you, we got 80% of all the black quarterbacks at the high school level in our master watch list, and we are happy to bring that to you week to week. So just know that we are working to make sure that in the future, as we go forward, we will have a master listing by year, 2022, 2023, 2024, and so on, of all the quarterbacks who played at least in a game and documented at least 100 yards in that game during that particular year. 100 yards gets you in to be one of our members in our quarterback standings. We have 3 levels, and I'll talk to you more about that on another show. But we have 3 plateaus that we want to bring guys in. Honorable mention, ring of honor, and distinguished quarterbacks. So we are building this organization brick by brick, piece by piece, so that next year and years to come, we will be what we call ourselves and are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. But for now, there's the t-shirt. You can order it, go online, and if you don't want to do it by Zelle, you can send us your order at quarterback at 5853 Copper Lake Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, 32218. Once again, that order address number is quarterback 5853 Copper Lake Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, 32218. Send that order in or Zelle us, and we'll get your shirt out to you ASAP. It's probably going to take us about 2 weeks to get everything processed and out to you, but it will be coming, and these shirts will be on sale starting October the 15th. But we wanted you to know now that as we go into the middle of the season, we have now finally started to do our merchandising, and we hope that you will get your quarterback t-shirt today. You can pre-order it now and make sure that you don't miss out. So we're happy to bring that to you also, and we hope that you continue to watch our shows every week and get a good heaping helping of black quarterbacks and what they've done in the past and what they will be doing in the future. Well, as I told you, this was going to be an abbreviated show. So we are happy to have brought you our watch list and our rankings for our quarterbacks. And oh, by the way, if you have not gotten your copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, you can also get that by calling in or sending your money into either Cash App at $Earl Kitch, or again, you can mail in your order to get your copy of The Forgotten QBs at quarterback 5853 Copper Lake Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, 32218. And as always, we ask you and invite you to go to our website, quarterback.com, check out our newsletters, and check out all the information that's there. Find out what we are, who we are, why our award is named after an outstanding football player who paid the ultimate price. Everything is on our website, so all you got to do is go there at quarterback.com. Well, we want to thank you for being with us this evening. And as always, I got to thank my phenomenal team for doing an outstanding job for us. And as we get ready to close, we want to remind you that if you enjoyed the content and want to support what we're doing here on the Post Route, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Join us live every Monday at 7 o'clock for more phenomenal conversations and information here on the Post Route. So until next Monday, when we bring you our next guest, I would like to thank my crew. First, Mr. Will Relaford, our chief photographer, for providing us with photographs of guys that we bring to you. Our Number one guy who's doing all that work on social media, Mr. Kemal Lazier, thank you. And my number one producer and director, Miss Ronleen Kennedy, for her outstanding help in making sure that every show goes off without a hitch. So until next Monday night here on the Post Route, I'm W. Earl Kitchings, and as we always say, go deep and go for the bomb. Take care, everybody. See you next Monday.